destiny of a nation, they say, is built in a classroom. And among the change makers in India who have been working for years on end at this foundational level of the country's sporting ecosystem is Rishikesh Joshi, the founder of Sports for All, or SFA, an organization that has been doing excellent work to make sure that sport becomes part of the culture of India and not just the curriculum. Rishikesh, thanks for making time. Talk us through this distinction that your organization strives to draw between culture and curriculum in the classroom.
See what's happened, right? Indian sport over the last 15, 20 years, if you see the trajectory of Indian sport, we see that a lot has changed at the top, right? You see a lot of professionalism coming at the top layer of the pyramid, which is our international athletes, etc. A lot of focus has gone there. But we've seen that, grassroots level systems or school sport has not witnessed any of that. And to be able to radically transform the space of school sport or grassroots level sport has always been our endeavor. And, since we have to become a multi-sport nation at that age and stage for the young athlete, they don't even know which sport they're going to pick, right? It's a bit like when you study, you decide what you want to specialize in only much later. But until then, you have the opportunity to get exposed to all different subjects, also that way to get the opportunity and access to get, in a professional, transparent kind of an environment at school level is super critical. And equality at that age and stage, opportunity to, look at, having access to multiple disciplines of sport at the start is super important, and that's pretty much what we kind of have set out to do. I worked in international sport for multiple years before, starting SFA, because it's like, if we can do that for international athletes, why can't we do it for our school children? And there are a lot of myths in this, at that layer where people don't know what to do, how to go about doing it, and saying that, this is our effort to be able to equalize that across the country. So, yeah.
That's an operative word when it comes to the core of the ethos of SFA, inclusion, inclusivity. Talk us through the kind of work you've been doing to facilitate this change, to make sure women, girls, para-athletes are part of your vision and that sport is not myopic for you.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason why we call it Sports for All in the first place, saying that, break all divides, it could be socio-economic divides, gender divides, educational board divides, all of that has been, so sports has had a very convenience culture at the school level. If it's convenient, I'll go about there and do it. And we wanted to kind of break that, saying that, we have to, as administrators, the responsibility lies on us to, make ourselves uncomfortable, make ourselves inconvenient, so that, we can provide a beautiful platform, at the school level. And at SFA, we started off 9 years back. There was not even one school that was looking to, participate, and they didn't know what this is all about. But I went from school to school when we started off, and today we have 7,000 schools across India on our platform that send all their athletes across multiple disciplines of sport, that 31 disciplines of sport, and largely aim towards Olympic disciplines of sport. And that has now started to bring about one unifying school sports platform across the country. And we are today present in 10 cities, but over the next 3 years we look to reach at least 30 cities, so that we can capture as large a part of this ecosystem as possible, because the larger the data sets, the larger the bench strength, right? As we call it in cricket, we call it bench strength. So the larger bench strength that India has across all disciplines of sport at every level matters a lot. And to be able to bring school sport to the forefront, right? To be able to bring school sports in the faces and in the eyes of people is very, very important. I mean, today sport is nothing without an audience. So, a large part of what we do is also trying to make people notice that, such a big scale school sports platform now exists, and we're trying to define that number one school for sport in the country. So it's like a school sports league of sorts that we are creating pan-India. Yes.
Excellent. And you just said that your organization, SFA, is about to inch into its 10th year. So that's a big milestone awaiting SFA, and a big milestone also awaits Indian sport, because come 2036, the Olympic Games and the Paralympic Games could be held on this very soil here in India. And we're just a fortnight away or thereabouts before the start of the Paris 2024 Olympics. And thanks to this platform facilitated by the first ever sports tech startup Conclave, organized by IIT Madras in collaboration with Outlook India, we're having to get this conversation underway. Tell me, what are your aspirations personally, and what are the key objectives that SFA and India at large need to tick off to make sure come 2036, the Olympics in India, should we get that bid, is as successful as it can be?
So, it's a very interesting story. I mean, when we started off back in 2015 is when, SFA was incepted. And myself and Vishwas, who's, the other founder of the company, the both of us built that North Star, saying that, when the Olympics come to India, SFA should be the front runner to be doing the Olympics, and at the same time be able to send maximum number of athletes from our platform. And when we started out, we say वो जो 36 इंच का बच्चा है वो 2036 की ओलंपिक्स के लिए खेलेगा, और हम 36 इंच से 2036 तक की मेहनत कर रहे हैं. And it's big vindication, validation for us personally as well, because we kind of been working towards that North Star, and it's only 2 years that 1 year that we've been talking about actually bringing the Olympics here. So yes, I hope this 36 inch ka bacha is representing and winning medals in the 2036 Olympics when they come to India. But another very important thing needs to happen in that process, right, is a very big culture around sport needs to come about. I think it's one of the primary criteria of also bringing the Olympics to any country is that how vibrant a culture does it have at every level. And I think that at the school level, at the grassroots level, this is across multiple disciplines of sport, is the responsibility that we morally assume while we run, this platform. And a lot of other people are also doing a lot of good work. So I think that, India has decided that it's going to host it, and I think that's the reason why you are seeing such amazing, forums being hosted. You see a large part of, and the cream de la cream of the industry kind of also being here. So I think all of us put together are definitely going to, take this forward. And needless to say that, with our Prime Minister, leading this narrative, and his intent is going to be another very instrumental piece in putting, bringing the Olympics to India. So yes, we're all gunning for it, and ab jeetega India is what I would say for something like this. Yes.
अब जीतेगा इंडिया, और वो 36 इंच का बच्चा, when he or she reaches 2036, that will be the moment when the conversations we are having right now on this platform will actually be a fusion. Here's to that future for India. Here's to that future for sports for all.